Welcome to Wish Hour, where the brew is hot and the talk is real.
And magic and mystery and everyday life blend into one.
Witch Hour is a sacred space where the voices of comedic priestesses rise to awaken remembrance, restore divine balance, and reweave the threads of ancient feminine wisdom. We speak light into shadow, truth into silence, and healing into disconnection. Guided by the sacred teachings of our ancestors, we channel the power of mysticism, ritual, and spiritual truth to spark transformation within ourselves, our community, and the world.
I am Moots Heteru Bhaktira.
I am Moot Nekbet Nefernertatira.
And I am Harit Tayanwashi, and together we are Witch Hour,
A circle where Black women priestesses come together to speak truth, spirit, and power. We are the guys on this sacred journey and this sacred conversation, and together we are the voices behind this mystical journey. An hour of wit, wisdom, a little witchcraft, and brouhaha. So come curious and leave enchanted.
Every brew starts with an intention. So here's today's intention. I open my heart, mind, and spirit to receive the miracles of life. I'm going to say it again. I open my heart, mind, and spirit to receive the miracles of life.
Thank you, listeners, for supporting Witch Hour. And remember to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media and podcast streaming platforms. So, in true Witch Hour fashion, y'all know, let's get our cups and fill it up.
Too. I love that cup.
I want all the brew.
The brew, ha. So today, y'all are so funny. This episode, we are stepping deep into the world of ancient Kemet that we now call Egypt to explore the most memorable, mysterious deity. He is the Lord of the Duat. He holds the sacred threshold. Y'all may know him as Anubis, but we know him as Anpu. And if you ever seen images of Anpu, he is a tall jackal head standing beside mummies or a tomb. And we've encountered Anpu on so many different occasions. He balances the world between the living and dead. And he also guards the ancestors as well, the tombs of the ancestors. Anpu is not simply a god of the dead. He was a guide of the souls, a protector of sacred transitions. He helps others' souls transition from one transition of life to the next one. So today we are going to honor Anpu. And conversation might help you honestly about what you're carrying, honoring, and transitioning in this moment in time and space and moving through, and reminding you transition is not something we fear. It is something that we walk through with awareness. So let's open up the way for the deity that opens up the way for us. Anpu.
I'm going to say Shekemem Neb Anpu, giving
Too.
honor to the power of Anpu, who is honored at the beginning of every ceremony. Like when I think of Anpu, and I think of seeing him in his sleek, he's dark. He is the deity. The way has to be open. So he is the first deity, divine energy, given reverence in any spiritual ceremony before the rite can begin. We open the way with Anpu. He rules that bridge. When we think about that bridge between heaven and the space between heaven and earth, and helping us access the Dua, but helping us access our heavenly selves to make sure that we are walking the straight and narrow on our higher path. And
To your point with the recognizing Anpu at the beginning of ceremony, I always go back to, I think we were at Weapon Pet, and just the remembrance or the recalling, recognizing how important Anpu is in that role of opening the way in ceremony, because he's going to let the deities know, let the Netteru know, hey, they're coming to see you. They're coming to honor. They're coming to give you reverence because Anpu goes before you to make sure that that path is clear, that there's nothing that could distract you from getting to that place of higher knowledge and transition.
And you think about his purpose, his divine purpose, and I want to take us back a few episodes. Take us back. And we talked about divine purpose by way of Nebuchadnezzar and Offset, and how Offset sacrificed certain things to be able to help usher in Anpu, who was really birthed through her husband and her sister, raised them. When we talk about sacred rites, we talk about this is what we're doing. We're making this a holy space, asking God to come down and allow us to give reverence. I get so excited about Anpu because he is dark in color and he has so much depth to him. He, in our culture, the person or the deity that carries our prayers, our offerings, those things that we sacrifice to God. He carries those prayers to say, look, look at Muhadaru and Mutnekbet. They made this offering. They are making this prayer to you, God. Please hear their prayers. Apu carries that. Help them. He's gonna carry that up to God to be able to come down to help it manifest.
But I'm just thinking about his presence though, and seeing him and like feeling him. Like you were saying, he's very, very dark, but I don't see, this is me going deeper. Like, I feel light when I think of Umpu. Like, I feel protected. I feel like I know for sure Umpu is going to guide me and I'm safe with him walking in front of me. Like, he's just that deity. Like, he is that. He don't say too much. He just honors his path, honor his journey, stick to the mission, straightforward, straight, and he's light. Like, he has many, many important jobs and to take care of all the souls. Now you gotta see Ampu first. Like, you gotta see Ampu. When you take that last breath, you see an Ampu. Like, when I'm just thinking about even like doing deep breathing and how you transcend from like one deep breathing space to another. You're going into the duat, the astral realm. You are going with Anpu, and he's going to guide you on that journey safely. So I just want to say, for real, like, dua uanesh to Anpu for being light, and I feel safe.
Let's bring our listeners along the journey with us, those who may not know our language as well. Because look, y'all getting some extra juice on this one with some language. But is that space of heaven, the dream state, right? It's where the ancestors lie. It's where I'll give you an example where you can see the Duat in popular space in Wakanda, the movie Wakanda, when he was at the tree talking to it was a male. Was it the father? Was it his dad who had passed away? And they're having that conversation. That's the Duat.
There's another example of go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
was gonna
finish.
say, go for it.
There's another example of Anpu in American Gods, and I know I've referenced that before, where the elderly woman, Anpu, comes for her and she says, "Oh, you have the wrong door. So and so's upstairs." He's like, "It's your time." And he takes her upstairs and he takes her heart and weighs it on the feather, tells her that she had a good life, and there's doors in front of her, and he asks for her to pick one. Basically, trust where you want to go. And she actually asks Ampu, "You choose for me." And he chose the door for her to go and continue on. And this makes me think about, I'm going to digress real quick, but I definitely want to hear what you was going to say, Harry, before I brought that extra example, just talking about those sacred spaces and the color of black or darkness in Western culture being seen as a negative or
Right.
something that is like to be afraid or to be feared.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word. I was trying to put all of them together. Fear, afraid, for. So when Mudhedaru Bhakti Ba, you said earlier, like transition is something that we don't need to fear. So if Anpu is going before you, that's what I love about Anpu is that he goes before me to make sure that there's no danger and I don't have to be afraid. He's already confronted the places that I might tremble if I went to. He's already addressed it and said, okay, you're good. You can come forward or not yet. So looking at his roles, we have Emiut, and these are Kemetic words here, Medunetzer or ancient Egyptian phrases. Emiut, he who is in the place of embalming, speaking about the preparation of carrying the dead into the afterlife. We have Kenti Amentiu, which is what Harit Time Watch is talking about in Black Panther, where it's the foremost of the Westerners, where the West is the land of the dead because that's where the sun sets. So I think the gentleman, I can't remember the T'Chaka, T'Chaka, T'Challa.
T'Challa.
T'Challa, thank you, is speaking to his father in the West. He's in that part of Kenti Amentiu. And then we have Noob Towie, who is Lord of the Two Lands, symbolizing someone who bridges worlds, heaven and earth. And you mentioned that earlier too, about bridging heaven and earth together. So when you look at the many ways that one can go through transition, I think that Anpu, when you talk about what his divine purpose is, he's the only one for the job. you know, he's the one. And how powerful and strong is that for you to have such a guardian to do that for you? Don't worry, I'll go ahead and put you in the right spot. Let me go first, make sure that there's nothing up front that can hurt you.
And I was thinking of it as it being like, he looking like he's standing in front of you and you whispering in his ear like, yo, I need the way open for such and such, such and such and such and such. And he's like, okay, bet. I got you. And like moving forward and walking forward. Telling, like Harik was saying earlier, like telling him what you want. And he's going to make sure that, and like Munik said, he's going to make sure that um, everything is in alignment, everything flows, everything comes together. He's going to go before you. So I really feel like Ampu is telling us, listen, tell us what you want. Tell me your prayers. Or you might be going through this sacred transition right now. Tell me what it is so that I can open the way and get you to where you need to be. Be that sacred guide for you. And that feels good.
Feel that lightness, Muhadaru, that you were talking about. We talk about a sacred God because think about all the things that we have to go through when we during transition. Any type of transition we talking about in our lives, okay? And having someone accompany us through those transitions to help ensure that that transition might be a little rocky, right? But we're gonna make sure that that way is open when you need it most, right? That hidden one that comes from out of the shadows, or that person who you might not be able to see in the dark, but you are trusting every step of the way because as the way opener, he may be holding our hand. Hold my hand as I navigate this change in my life and help my steps to be ordered. Like I'm gonna say that prayer, y'all. I'm gonna start saying that prayer. I'm gonna make it a prayer. Hold my hand, or allow me to hold your hand, okay? And guide me divinely through my transitions. Because at the end of the day, the more living that we have, the more transitions we're gonna experience, good, bad, or indifferent. And we want to be on the lighter side of those transitions, or if the transition is dragging you through the mud, we want to be able for somebody to guide us up to be the lotus flower that grew out the mud.
That takes me back to the initial intention. I open my heart, mind, and spirit to receive the miracles of life. And when we're in life, it could be challenging to see that. When I mean, on a personal level, when your life is like, I don't know what is happening. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. And then on a global level, you see the world just in utter chaos. And to know, like you said, Harit, that you have this energy that even if you can't see it is there, because everybody in their subconscious mind, which is a part of the duai, in your subconscious mind, you are always saying, I just need to get this. I just really want to, I just would like to I just really want to, right? And that, in that way, you're working your mind. So now you got to follow through with the spirit and your body and your heart. That's what you say you want, like you said, and you put it out there. Anpu is hearing you and he's going before you. He's holding your spiritual hand. Even though you can't see it, you are being guided by Anpu to get to those places. Now, the tricky part, if you want to say is tricky, is allowing him to clear the path.
And I think that's where he gets that support from the other Saki, the male warriors, to clear the path. That's when I'm gonna say Harukuti comes in with that weaponry and start cutting away. And Apuwa, in another form of Apu, comes to guide us through that way that is clear. There's a team of energies. And although we are taking it bit by bit, they all are working together for our highest and best. Because listen, when we think about Anpu holding our hands through transition, accompanying us through those journeys, transitions of grief, death, joy, right? And it's for us to transition like physical transition, job changes, friendship change, all those type of things are transitions. Initiation are transitions. Whenever we want to see a shift, right? Think about, if we thinking about life as that bridge, he's guiding us every step of the way.
And I was just thinking, like, you might want to sit back now and just really ask Anpu, where would you like Anpu to take you? Or like hold that deep space for you. So just write it down. Take a brief second to yourself. Where would you like Anpu to hold space and guide you to where you need to go? Where do you need him to take you? And just be clear about it, exactly where you're going. I feel like it's a lot of us now that might want support and help in some direction, like, where we going, like Harit was naming all the transitions. And yeah, he's asking, like, where do you need me to guide you? Where do you want? You are not alone in this journey. You got somebody that's trusted, that's here, that is always here, that never leaves, but you just got to call on me.
Say the name too. And when it's I always think about how whatever I've asked, especially when like at the entrance of my spiritual journey, before I was like, oh, okay, this comes with the territory. When things fell apart, I would panic. And I think that it's important to realize that I is there at the top or aspect where your heart gets swayed. So if you're saying that, hey, Ampu, where do I need to go? Like you said, like writing it down, asking them questions. When Ampu tells you where to go, when you get that message, guess what you got to do? Let some things off your heart. Let that heaviness go. You can't take grief.
Can
You
move.
can't take grudges. You can't take envies or jealousies. You can't take anything. You have to be light. We talked about that lightness. Your heart has to be light. It has to be in a particular place where you said, okay, this is what I want. This is where I want to be in my transition and next phase of my life. And in order to get there, I got to drop this weight because I need to be balanced. I need things to be in order for me to get into this. When Harid, you said earlier, what's in our best interest and our best favor, recognize too that what you think is in your best interest and your best favor may not be that. So when your best interest and your best favor comes and it says, well, this is actually what it is, you can't get in your own way after Anpu has already opened it for you. You can't be your own obstruction.
Say that you can't get in your own way. Think
You can't get
about,
in your own way.
I think about Mu Heteru Bhaktiba, you said this, where do I need Anpu to take me? And I have been in a space, we think about like a certain birthday, certain ages, and we're like, okay, this is my year of transformation. Oh, this is the year of me. You know, I'm at a certain space where I am healing from some things, right? And those strategies that I used previously to help me heal from the inside out, I have to change them because I didn't I done leveled up from that. And so now I have to think of something different. And so I am going to start asking Aunt Pooh to sit with me. Or let me reverse that. I am going to sit with Aunt Pooh
Mm,
and ask that divine energy, that divine representation of guidance through the unseen or liminal space
mhm,
to sit with me to help me understand where do I need to go from here?
mm.
Where do I go from here? That's a song. Who sings that song? I won't find it, but I hear it playing in my mind. And if I had a beautiful singing voice, I would share it, but I don't wanna but, uh, where do I go from here? Because it's like, "Hey, I thought this was my top, and I'm still growing." I don't wanna I wanna go someplace that is unimaginable.
Mm,
Yes.
Something and unimaginable doesn't mean I think imagining certain things is a good, but I don't wanna limit what God has for me.
mm, yeah.
Mhm.
Because God has something so much more beautiful for me that I could imagine, and I just wanna walk with trust, so I am going to ask myself that in my meditation, quieting my mind, quieting
Mhm,
my mouth, turning my
mhm,
ears and eyes inward, and say, "Where do I need to go, Anpu? Where
mm,
am I to go?" Um 'Cause I'm in a liminal space, and that's where he
mhm.
sits. If you think about that bridge, you hey, we're at on the bridge, I'm who gonna greet us in any space we're at. Any space we're at. Space that we are at, I'm who's going to be there.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's best to identify that energy to walk along to get through it. And now I'm saying this because my healing happens every day. It's healing now. Where am I to go?
Too.
Because I don't want to miss crash the gate. I don't want to crash
Mm,
the gate. I want to get ahead. I want my blessings to follow me. I want my feet to be
Yes.
paved with gold and
you
walk with me. And so I'm asking Aunt Pooh to help me with that divine energy this in this seed.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Muhetaru, did you have something?
I just feel like he's just really like showing me like right now.
Too. I'm like, I felt you. And I was like, wait, hold on, before I say something, let me tap in. Too.
Mhm.
Chat. I really appreciate. Okay, so everything that you just said, Harit, was like on point because there is a point where your modes of healing no longer work, and I think that it's important that you stated a few times how Anpu is in the liminal space with you. Anpu is with you no matter what. And I really appreciate the idea and the recognition of what it's like to have a divine masculine in that form and realizing what it feels like to have a steady presence
Mm.
where if you need to have a tantrum, you can have it. It's okay. Go ahead and get it out. And when you're done, we going to keep it moving. We're going to work through it, right? If you need to have a moment of joy, of happiness, of a shout, like a whoo, hallelujah, or whatever,
Mhm.
I mean, or do I netter, whatever, like all the
Who
things.
said never?
Who said never? Ampu is still there. If you do, if you do not know, Ampu is there. And I think the key takeaway is recognizing is he's there with you in the middle,
Mhm.
in the undecided parts, in the I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel something, but I don't know how to speak to it. He's in that.
Mhm. Mhm. Helping it your life lighter. Mhm. So go ahead and move that bed. I'm sorry.
No. Uh-uh. Don't be sorry. Go ahead and tell me.
and to help make your life lighter. And you said something, the word sturdy stood out, like sturdy and thorough. I know my job, I know my duty, and I'm gonna get it done. And it's nice to again have that masculine presence that we can rely on, because we sometimes rely on the physical, like the physical aspect of it, like the spiritual. You have a whole Netaru here that is thorough, that you could tell him and he gonna walk with you. You could tell him anything and he gonna walk through it with you. Make sure you come out a lot lighter and on top of your game. And he gonna make sure that you let go of all of what you've been carrying too. So actually, what are you carrying? You know what I'm saying? And I think one of you or both of you might have said it, but knowing that you can't carry all of that from one space to the next space to the next space, you gotta let it. And he's saying, look, you gotta have to let that go, right? You want to level up, but you're gonna have to let that go. And you came to me and you want me to open the way for you. All right, bet. But whatever you go through, just know that I'm here for you and I'm riding it out, and I'm gonna see you through. But just know that you got me and just keep going and don't double back. Like, do not double back.
Don't double back. That's like that card the last time where it says, what did it say? Don't
Yeah.
drop what you discarded.
Don't
Mhm.
yeah, don't pick up what you discarded.
That one. Yeah. And look how they're carrying over into the next space.
So, cause
Okay.
you walking, like I see him walking in front of us though, and like we're like behind him and like rocking, and he don't look back, just keep going, like don't look back, and just trusting that he gonna take you to the next station.
You know, that makes me okay, so it's so many things. I had to write it down because y'all know, I'm telling y'all, it's so crazy. My mind really works in rhymes and songs. But bag lady,
Mm-hmm.
right? You gonna miss your bus. You gonna miss your blessings. You can't take that with you. You can't take them bags not
Like,
gonna fit. You gotta be light because we have
like,
light to in order to receive
mhm,
our blessings, right? Our hands can't be our heart can't be heavy burden. Our hands can't be heavy burden to put our heads up, open our heart up to the blessings of life that we have.
mhm,
In addition to what you said, Muhadaru, is a divine example of faith, what it means.
mhm,
And you can't look back because looking back is depression. But
Mm-hmm.
if you think about what he represents in divine messages, right? Especially in Odu for other cultures. It's Shakem for Iwori, eyes in the front, eyes in the back, right? So you gotta have some wisdom, but you gotta have some faith to be able
Mm-hmm.
to go forward because you can't turn back. But you done gained the experience from back there. But now you gotta keep that experience, but you gotta keep
listen,
it moving forward because if you remain stagnant, he gonna help you on another transition. And
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be the transition of where your heart for the dua.
right, going to the
Eh,
upper room, upper room.
right. We wanna go to higher consciousness,
All right, right.
right? Mental elevation. But he represents faith, having faith and trust.
Mm-hmm.
I like this part of this question here because Harit, you know, faith, faith requires trust. And you got like you said, you gotta trust and know, not just believe, but you gotta know that
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get there. And within that, getting there, sometimes we rush. And I like this question, like, what parts of ourselves have we tried to bury too quickly in the process of getting to where we are? So that way, nothing like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, let's think about this because we do have people in the world who have gotten themselves to a particular place in life where everything is like, they plateau, they at their peak, right? But there are parts of themselves, whether it be they've changed their identity, right? Or you can even say some people have completely changed their bodies. They got all the physical surgeries. They don't even look like,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they can disassociate from who that person was. I'm not that person anymore.
Oh.
But as soon as you bring up, because your journey is going to test to see if you really are not that person anymore. So while you're journeying, those things pop up to test that trust and that faith. I'm playing I'm being a little Sateshian here right now in these moments because it's something that we will shove down and I'm fine. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna, like you said, rush the gate. I'm gonna charge forward and make this change happen. And sometimes it's like, no, let me slow down and unpack what's going on. Grief, old identities, ancestral wounds. Allow Anpu while you're sitting with Anpu. Let's talk about this real quick, Anpu. So that way, as I'm going forward with you, or you're going forward before me, that I know that my discernment is not going to choose the familiarity of that grief, that old identity, or what my ancestors bring to me. I can say, oh no, I know what that is. I'm over that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those generational curses or the unforeseen ancestral roadblock, because we are to navigate this life, honor our ancestors so they can fill those potholes. Like, look, no, no, no. You ain't like you done been there, done that. I'm doing something different.
And I like this point too. You don't have to hurry. I'll stay with you while you cross. Like, I think, did you say support? I think, Blue Hetero, you talked about support earlier. And I think it's important that we all have that kind of support, not just Anpu, but those that represent
Read in
Anpu's
my mind.
energy.
I think you
Maybe,
read in my mind. You read in my mind. I'm riding with you.
maybe,
I'm supporting you.
yeah,
So I'm
right.
listening. You read in my mind.
But those people around you that represent Anpu that understand that right now, maybe this person can't show up how they used to because they're in a different space. And maybe what I just need to do is just be with them as they're crossing into that next space and that next phase of their life. Right? Maybe I just need to sit with you for a second. I don't need to ask anything. I don't need to, make you talk about it. Maybe I just got to sit right here with you right now. And when you're ready,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm cool. I'm with you.
Yeah. Right. And we can move forward and we can go through the next transition. And that is powerful. Having people that represent Umpu, and that is a whole prayer. Having people around, having your squad and your team around you that represent Umpu, that hold it down, and that can assist you on your journey and through your transitions and accomplishing your goals. Here, they hear the people around you hear your prayers. They feel your prayers and be like, you know what? Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Let's go get it.
'Cause everybody need a way opener on their team. Everybody need a way
Everybody.
opener on their
Yep.
team in the physical space, right?
Yep.
Because look, we all know that each of us have divine energy within us. Like, let me identify my Anpus in this world. Those
Right.
people that's gonna help you, like you said, Muheteru, get what you need.
Yeah.
Like those people who may connect you with someone. That's a representation of Anpu. Mutnekbet, you talked about someone just sitting next to you. I know when I worked in a certain space, when I worked with the nuns, they were big on just accompanying someone, usurping their thoughts or usurping their power or privilege. They're just walking alongside the person to be a companion to their experience, to
Mhm.
provide them the hand holding to get through things, to provide a shoulder if they needed to lean on. And if they did not have resources, to be a way opener to help them find resources. That makes me think of something around empathy and
Mm,
sympathy,
mm, mm,
and being someone who can just sit and not amplify someone's victimization
mm.
or their thoughts of victimization, but
Yeah.
helping them, like, process through those
Mhm.
thoughts, feelings.
Yeah.
Social workers might be,
Yes.
I'm thinking might be a form of Anpu.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about when you were explaining everything, time Wasi, I was thinking about even like when I do, because I think about this when I do my plant medicine ceremonies, my half hay ceremony. Like Am I too quiet? Do I need to say something? Do I need to like, and it's no, like spirit be like, no, like just allow them to speak whatever they have on their heart and in their minds. And you just hold space for them, let them cry, let them, whatever they feel like doing. So that brought me to that moment as well.
That's a good example. A guardian that
Mhm.
helps you at that threshold of releasing so you can transition.
And thinking about somebody hetero, like, even when you're serving
Called the cycle pump,
Oh,
somebody
too,
that, yeah, too.
too.
And I'll pull
I,
this.
I was looking for this because we were talking about his color, and I was like, I know there was something so powerful within that, and I'm grateful that you said that it's good to have representations of Anpu in your life that can hold space for you, that can pour into you to say, I noticed that maybe you might like this, and I know you've been talking about this lately. Let me show you something that I saw that might interest you and put you in that space, in that position.
Yeah.
And it talks about his color being a representation of fertile soil. And I really, you know how I am about duality within masculine and feminine. I really appreciate Anpu representing sacred Black masculinity. And
Oh, say that, say that.
so, it's not a symbol of death, even though who is there in your transitions of death, whether that be physical death, spiritual death, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Mental death, whatever you are dying from. And Harit, we've said this before, I die daily, right?
Oh,
We say
die.
that all the time. Like who I was yesterday is not who I am today. Who I was a couple years ago, that old self, that old identity, I've died to that identity, right? And looking at Anpu being a space of rich Black earth, right? And it's speaking about the Nile after flooding, right? So thinking about how Anpu and a person that could represent Anpu, a man that could represent Anpu for you, if you are, thinking about calling forth, and this could be romantic, platonic, whatever,
Yes, you
acquaintanships,
talking
just
about.
having a sturdy representation of that, someone pouring into you that you can overflow and just be able to grow from
Yes.
like that from Anpu helping you to regenerate and give you other possibilities and give you life. So I really appreciate it saying Anpu's Blackness symbolizes potential and rebirth.
Love that. I love that divine masculine being brought into there to really balance out how we've been talking about this divine feminine energy
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that there's a duality of energy that has to occur to make something whole or to
Mm-hmm.
birth something. It's not like a independent energy. You need both parts, right? To birth something so much beautiful and to
Mm-hmm.
regenerate. You said about black and fertile dirt.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
y'all know I got some holy smoke happening over here. Some
Holy smokes.
and our pool, he when we think about because each of us is priestesses, and we have our het, our house, where we are accountable for our community by way of education and rearing other individuals and helping them find their way in their
Mm-hmm.
spiritual journey as teachers. And so Anpu is the ruler of my het or house this
Mm.
year. And I am taking this in so much because I am learning and understanding that what that means for the house that I
Mm-hmm.
lead. And I got Anpu incense that looks like
Mhm.
dirt.
Royal
It looks
dirt,
like
royal
soil.
soil.
Like this really it looks like soil. And there's some things in here that looks like seeds or plants or, like,
Mm. Yeah.
so I
Wow.
appreciate understanding that he helps to through the darkness, through the blackness of it,
Mm-hmm.
we grow. It's
Mm-hmm.
rich. It's
Yes.
fertile. It is
Mm-hmm.
not obsolete. Black does not represent it doesn't represent death.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
In some cultures, yeah, but in some cultures, to your point, Muhadaru, it's the light. It is regenerative.
Mm-hmm.
and it helps us to evolve and become. So we can be light, so we can wear white, so we can walk. But sometimes we gotta walk through the shadows. We
Yay,
gotta
do I
walk through
walk
the
through the
shadows,
shadows? Yes.
okay? 'Cause that's the prayer.
Too.
That's the prayer, right? To get to light, and we can't be afraid. He helps us not to
Can
be
be
afraid.
afraid.
He's that aspect of divinity, that aspect of God that helps us not be afraid to walk through the dark and that liminal space.
Mhm. I feel like encouraged to say to our listeners that you should see your transition as a seed. So you're talking about soil, right? You should see your, because think about this. This is I'm kind of I'm bringing it back to the top of our podcast, talking about roots and branches.
Yes, Mohedaru.
Talking about roots and branches. So, we all know that again, at some point the fruit falls down, right? It falls off a tree, but there's seeds. That seed is going into the ground. That seed is going into Anpu. Those are your seeds. Your seeds are your transitions. They say, I've heard that if you put a seed in your mouth and you put it into the dirt, it becomes more acclimated to the DNA inside of your body as to what you need to nurture yourself, right? So I would just and I'm taking this for myself too, because I feel like you as well, Harita and Wajdi, in a space where like, okay, that healing method ain't we've tapped that resource. So now I'm gonna see my transition as a seed. I'm just in the dirt. Like you said, that weight on it, I got a little weight on it right now. I'm being held
You cocooning.
by yep, I'm cocoon. I'm being held by Anpu and allowing new roots to come out. And then at some point I'm gonna push my little head out that dirt and be like, but something new until that the cycle, eighth house, come on, the scorpionic, right? The cycle of life, death, rebirth. Because that's life. That's life and death. Too, and depend on when everybody is watching this, it could be around the season that we're transitioning into rebirth. You know,
Say that.
I
Say
know
that.
that we get this when we need it, but like, yeah, the time is now. The time is now for rebirth and change. Pooh said pretty much like he got you. I don't know. The way my deities like, they be like, hey, you good. Just say the words. Just say the word. Just say the
Say
word.
the word.
Jed Madu.
And Muhedaru, you said this. We know that our time together is always divinely aligned. Right? Our time together with you, with us, sharing in this sacred conversation. So whenever or wherever this message finds you, know it is divinely placed for you. And it reaches you exactly when and where you need it to. And with that said, we open now the space for our herbal magic, our card pull, and our comedic phrase of the day.
So for herbal magic, I don't have any physically right here. It's in my herbs. But today we got mugwort because mugwort does help with sleep. It helps with vivid dreaming. As we were working with Anpu, it does put you in that state to go dive deeper and work with him in those spaces. It is for spiritual cleaning and protection as well. So you can put it in your baths, your floor washes, burn it as an incense, and just feel Ampu's presence in maybe like travel into the duat. Now, mugwort is not good for women that are carrying. People always go to Blue Lotus, but mugwort is not good for women that are currently pregnant.
I love mugwort in my ancestral mix.
I can see that. Yes.
Yep, I appreciate that. I love some mugwort.
And I think Moon had where you was gonna say you could put mugwort in your mouth. I mean, if you could put it in your mouth, educational purposes. Some people do use mugwort as a a tobacco.
A smoke blend.
Yeah, I'm being mindful of my terminology since we're gonna be on the intranets. I'm not encouraging anything, I'm just saying it's possible, look it up.
Explore the
Right.
duats with the mugwort.
Explore
Explore. How about a oral incense?
an oral an oral incense,
No.
an oral mouth,
Education purposes only.
spiritual
Education
mouthwash,
only.
Yes, yes.
a lung purifier.
Ooh, you know what? We are so creative. Get it done. Get it poppin'.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm sorry, just cracking up. Pooh's like, I can be funny too. I have our card pool. Now, this card is from the Amenti Oracle deck, which is one of the names of Anpu and also a deck of Ma'at. So this is actually, hold on a second. I'm going to hold up the box so you see it.
I love
Amenti
it.
Oracle.
Mhm.
Amenti
Well,
Oracle.
I'm gonna have to find that one.
And this is the card. Hope you can see it. It
Yes.
says, I am open to love in various forms.
Mm.
Modern society tends to view finding love as one of the great pillars of achievement within a lifetime. Love's formless form can embody into fleeting treasures of feeling within time, and the reflections of love's light are experienced as refractions of reality's rainbow. That's so poetic. Love can present itself as a touch, a tenderness, a kiss, or a caress. It is a nostalgic wave of memories from childhood or simpler times. It is a deep connection with a friend, lover, child, or pet. Love can be felt for moments you've moved through. Love can be felt for moments you've moved through, for where you've gone, for where you'll go, for where you've come from and for where you are, for who you are and for who you become. Love is an instinct. It is present for the family bound to you by bloodline and beyond. Love is an act of cultivation and can be nurtured for your chosen family who is bound to you by chance and conscious creation. Love can transform our vision of life, death, and the spaces in between dreams. Love is the sum of life's parts, both median and the mean. Embracing I am open to love in various forms is about understanding, remembering, and embodying love's elements and transitions. It is the deep connection to love as an awareness to become and a detachment from love as a prize to be won or a thing to attain. I'm going to leave that there because right now, all I can hear is Ampu loves us.
Mm.
And he wants us to understand that in our transitions, we should hold love. Going back to that, I'm thankful for who I was, and I love who I'm becoming.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say the card name again. It is I am open to love in various forms.
I am open to love in various forms. That card affirmation goes with the opening affirmation too. And love is a transition, loving yourself, being able to extend love to others, and being able to receive love,
Yeah.
all transitions, and being able to heal. So, do I enrich to you both
See you.
the herbal magic, the card pool, and as we round it out with I like to say our education series, right? Or Divine Conversation series. I think about what we need
Yeah.
or what I know I ask for every day is a prayer out of my mouth.
Mhm.
Even if it's just a little quick saying, I'm telling you, people probably hear me say this all the time, every 5 minutes in my home or when you're around me. Lord, give me strength.
Mhm. Okay.
Neb ready im Shechem.
Mm.
Neb ready im Shechem. Lord, give me strength. Neb
I do.
ready im Shechem.
Yes. Because,
Mm.
yes.
Because we
Because,
always need
yes.
strength,
We
especially
need,
Yeah.
when we may be going through a transition that may be a little
Mhm.
rocky. We might have to ask, Lord, Anpu, give me strength. Anpu, ready im Shechem. We could ask Anpu, ready im Shechem. Lord, Anpu, give me strength.
that was wonderful. And I'm super grateful for also the herb magic and the Jed Medu, the words that we can
Mhm.
speak.
Mhm.
And the card pool because I most certainly will be using and finding love and keeping myself open to the
Yes.
miracles of life.
Yes. Yes. In all ways. In all ways.
Oh, in all ways, in all ways. To our lovely, lovely brew crew, you know, your voice matters to us. We love to hear from you. So let's pour into the conversation. Give us your thoughts, your questions. How will you use this magic? And
Yeah.
please share how you use it with us. Connect with us on all social media platforms. WTCOUR_podcast on Instagram. That is the same for our email, whichhourpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, listen to us on Spotify and BTW. We have the playlist. We have the playlist, okay? If you got a jam, a spiritual jam that you feel would add to that, please send it on over. And until we commune again, Shemimotep.
Shememotep.